And exactly 1 week to go before Election Day, Vice President Kamala Harris planning to give her closing arguments today.
And former President Donald Trump's campaign is trying to downplay those controversial comments he made at his rally here in the city. That comedian as well. Good Day's Briella Tomassetti joins us now with a look at the race as it reaches the home stretch. And the former president's catching some heat for those comments.
Yeah, Tashani and Dan, good morning to both of you. The Trump campaign still coping with fallout from a joke made by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe at Sunday night's rally here in New York City, where he referred to Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage. We talked about this all morning yesterday. Latinos from both parties have called the comedian's comments offensive and derogatory. With just 7 days to go, can you believe it? Both presidential candidates are focusing their attention, of course, on key swing states, including Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
The newest line from Kamala and her campaign is that everyone who isn't voting for her is a Nazi.
During a campaign rally in Atlanta, Georgia yesterday, former President Donald Trump tackled criticism of a Sunday night event at Madison Square Garden. Trump told supporters he's the opposite of a Nazi, pushing back on accusations from a former chief of staff who branded him as a fascist and said he made admiring statements about Hitler. The Trump campaign is also distancing itself from comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, a speaker at the New York rally who called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage.
Look, it was a comedian who made a joke in poor taste. Obviously, that joke does not reflect the views of President Trump or our campaign.
Trump's running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, downplayed the controversial joke while speaking at a rally in Wisconsin.
I haven't seen the joke. Maybe it's a stupid racist joke, as you said. Maybe it's not. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to comment on the specifics of the joke. But I think that we have to stop getting so offended at every little thing in the United States of America. I'm so over it.
Vice President Kamala Harris spoke to reporters about the remarks yesterday morning, claiming that Trump's rhetoric at his Madison Square Garden rally is fanning the fuel of a divided nation.
There's a big difference between he and I. If he were elected on day one, he's going to be sitting in the Oval Office working on his enemies list. On day one, if I am elected President of the United States, which I fully intend to be, I will be working on behalf of the American people on my to-do list.
Later in the day, VP Harris made stops in Michigan with her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Former President Barack Obama rallied on her behalf in Philadelphia at a star-studded event which included performances by Bruce Springsteen and John Legend. According to national polls, both candidates are virtually tied in a razor-thin race that'll all come down to the swing states. And with just 1 week until Election Day, Trump and Harris seem to agree on one thing.
You got to get out and vote. We just have to get out.
Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th. Let folks know you can vote then or you can vote early.
Today, Trump will hold a rally in Allentown, Pennsylvania, not too far from here. Harris, in the meantime, set to hold a rally at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C., the very same site where Trump gave his speech on January 6, 2021, prior to his supporters storming the Capitol. Dan, it's Shani, back to you.
It's go time, 1 week until election. Thank you, Briella.